Truth Man here. So I want to talk about something that is the reality for a lot of people, and it will contribute to misery if you're not careful. And that's outgrowing stuff and outgrowing people. Like sometimes what happens with a lot of people is as they begin to grow in their thinking and in their maturity and their philosophy and so on and so forth, it's like you be out of place. Like the place that you in might not be conducive to who you are now. That happens, man. Like, for instance, when I moved to Texas, man, stuff didn't go right. But some things did. Like, it wasn't like 100% fail. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about people. I learned that you got to judge people individually, that you can't just put a stamp on a whole group. If anything, Milwaukee and Texas, especially Milwaukee, because I've been back here like almost 8 years. If anything has taught me that, it's those two places. Texas, I kind of gave up some, because I like the adversity that I was facing at times down there. It was like new. It was new to me. And so I faced adversity many times, but that was a different brand of adversity that I was facing down there. But it wasn't all the time. And it wasn't all those people. A lot of those people down there were really nice. And one thing I noticed about the blacks in Texas is they didn't seem necessarily out to get you. Like, even the ones that was from other places, like, they either liked you or they didn't. And that was pretty much it. Some of them would do little weak stuff. Like, when I was at the halfway house, she was just mad over that child support stuff. So she was one of the bad apples in the bunch. But they weren't like Milwaukee people seem. Like, it's like a split. Like, some of them real cool. Mind their own business, stay out of your way. But there's too many that get in your way and try to mess you over. Like it's a survival mentality. It's a crab in a bucket mentality here. And as a result, foreigners come in and they get fired because black people are feasting on each other. And it's like, I've outgrown that, man. I don't have time for that, man, because I don't have the patience for that either. Like, because I'm not going to play with you. But at the same time, I don't have time to be explaining all up in police face, laying up in the hospital, done took some shells or whatever. I'm past that. I'm on more business-minded stuff. I don't have time for the stuff that a lot of these people here will take you through. You know, I'm on what I'm on, and the time I'm on, so to speak, from a slang standpoint, is kind of different from the time that a lot of these other people on. Now, I'm gonna tell you, in Milwaukee, as long as you don't talk about politics with the older people, because you know they mostly gonna be liberal and they gonna hate Trump, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like, politics just remind me of religion. Like, it's gonna be a lot of situations, a lot of arguments where both people might be making good points. So it's just pointless, man. I'm trying to get this bag. I'm trying to be healthy out here. Like, I'm not really trying to do all that debating. That's for, I'm starting to notice, this is what I mean by you start to outgrow. Like, it seems like all that arguing and debating is for broke people. Like, if you would, like, even look at your relationship, for instance. A lot of time you done outgrew that. Like, if you ambitious and trying to just do, and somebody else just wants you to work a job, or they not ambitious like you, like, a lot of time you outgrow your relationships. Like, for instance, me personally, I think my soon-to-be ex, she probably better suited with an older guy that, you know, he done retired from his job, got a pension, you know, and not ambitious. He just want to sit around and talk. But me, I'm on the go. I'm trying to get it, man. But this right here, it's gonna be like too many bumps in the road. Like for instance, one of the particular apps I'm on, right? And this is what I was explaining to the agent, that I ain't doing nothing different. So how are these people hemming me up in the ratings? Like, I'm doing what I always done. And so he says that when you, like he basically kind of snitched. He said when you unassigned, a lot of time they still can rate you. And I'm like how are they able to rate and I'm not even doing it? Like, y'all hear that? See, I done outgrew that, man. Like when you go to the suburbs, you don't really see that too much. That's broke people doing that stuff. They mad at everything, dude. I'm telling you. Like, it ain't, like, I'm not saying it never happened, but like in the suburbs, they'll just sit there and wait for you to go, mostly, or they'll put it this way. If I had to put a percentage on the bad driving instances, it's going to be low. It's going to be like 10, 15%. Whereas when you come over here on the north side, northwest side, even parts of the east side, that's when you're going to see all that reckless driving, all that anger, people staring at you and stuff. The only time people stare at you in the suburbs in this area is if they trying to figure out what you're going to do. And when they see that you ain't going to do nothing, they just go about their business usually. Or they get used to you. But these guys be staring like a lot of them some little punks. Like, they only do that stuff when they with their other guys. I done outgrew that, man. Like, I'm not even, and I ain't throwing shade on nobody I know. But I'm not even, like, plugged in with these people like that, where I would just stay here. Like I gotta be getting rich to stay in a city like Milwaukee. And I'm not. Like, the money I got, I had to practically fight to keep it. The cost of living is decent, but it's a reason why it's decent, because nobody want to live here. Like, the cost of living, like, I'm finna show you something. In this area, you're going to pay more for car insurance because all they do is steal cars, vandalize cars. But yet, the cost of living is low. Yeah, when it comes to stuff that don't pertain to these people. So, a lot of time you just be outgrowing people, places. Like, I don't care about pace. I like a medium pace. I like it to be somewhat fast paced. But I want to be, I'm finna show you how I am now. I need to be around, like, and that should tell you something too. You got white panhandlers everywhere. everywhere. Like, I want to put it on them, but I'm not, or put the camera on them, but I'm not going to do them like that. When you see that too, that's also a sign of a city where the whites feel comfortable being broke. He's smiling more than these other people. But then again, he could not be broke. Y'all know they follow. It was funny, man. That's one of the funniest stories, man. It was funny. You know how some things be funny, but they don't be funny at the same time. So they followed a dude that was panhandling out here, and he went to a mansion. Oh, man. That's another reason why I don't be giving. He went to a mansion in River Hills. If you know anything about Wisconsin. And so they followed him. And they say they told him, man, no, I better not ever see you over there again. This dude lived in River Hills and was over here where black people live, panhandling. And they was giving them money. That's what they get. A lot of black people just want to believe that everybody better than us. And yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but everybody's not better than us, man. So, dude, that's how dude was able to get away with that, man. But I done outgrew this area, man. I need to be in an area with more money and people happier. Like, people ain't gonna be fully happy. I understand that. But is the key. Happier than these. Because these people, they think it's their job to mess over you. Like, I kid you not, man. I've been doing this work a long time. I've been doing this work over 5 years. And it's like, I'm almost always on time. And I always follow their instructions. But yet, when I look at the stats, they had to take 9 ratings off. And then I had like 2 super low. I'm like, man, what the heck? These people trying to hem me up for no reason. They could be hating. Who knows, man. But I'm gonna see what happens this week. And if it continues, then I'm just gonna get super picky. I'm gonna take stuff that I know is going to the suburbs. Or I'm just going to go out to the suburbs. And I'm going to get away from over here, man. Because, like I said, every time I start dealing with a lot of blacks, this happens. Like, I don't know what the issue is, but when I'm getting all suburbs, that's when I had that perfect rating. They start trying to send me over here, and my rating is down over 2 points. And then they try to, like to me, like this young dude, I saw him rating me. I know he gave me a bad rating. And for what? I was on time. He didn't tip. So I don't get like what he, like these, I'm telling you, these young people, man, you can't help them, man. Like a lot of them, you're not going to be able to help them, man. Your best bet is just to get away from around them. And get around young people that's well raised, that have goals, that they trying to be something and do something in life, and they not following some rappers that get paid to make you stupid. So I don't know. We gonna see how it go. I'm gonna be more picky, and I'm getting out of here, man. First thing, when I get this money that I got, when I get enough money, then I'm just getting out of here, man. And I'm not. I don't care who doesn't want to move. I don't care. I'm moving. And that's a mistake we make too. Like a lot of times, you just gotta let people be and let them see their own way, man. Like. Because one thing, like when people start developing a perception of you, if it's negative, you're not going to be able to change it. Just get away from around them. Don't try to change their perception of you. Just get away from around. Because I'm telling you, the areas that I be delivering in is a lot of miserable people. A lot of miserable people trying to mess you over. They mad at everything. Everything is your fault. What y'all want me to cook the food too? Y'all, they want me to deliver and cook the food. You know? But sometimes you just outgrow people, man. And I'm noticing, man, I'm not seeing, like, even, and this might seem like shade on content creators, but when it come to us blacks, like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of superstars that just got this life thing down. They act right. They got good intentions. They could be a world changer. I'm not seeing a lot of people like that. I'm just not. I'm seeing a bunch of people using people. And that's why I tell y'all, man, y'all gotta be willing and able to be by yourself, man. Because the majority of these people, they just trying to figure out how they can use you. And when they don't need you, like including these jobs, like that job I was at, when they numbers got up, they ended up right back down, because when they numbers got up, they start trying to treat people. And people was like, I quit. And people was getting fired. So, just kind of think about that, man. Where you at right now? I know somebody for a fact that outgrew his area. And that's a subscriber that I be talking to and stuff down the light. You done outgrew your life. If you see this, man, you done outgrew your area, man. Like, when I look at how you talk and how you present yourself and all of that, and then, like, I know a little bit about South Bend. You done outgrew that, man. But that's what happens. I done outgrew Milwaukee. Like, I'm 50 years old, and the way I think and believe and want to act and everything is not a good fit for this area. It's just not. I'm always have love. I mean, I was born and raised here. But this ain't the place I was born and raised. Not the same. It's like such a wealth disparity and gap. And one main reason, I believe a lot of these people in their mind, they inferior. Like, when you go, when it comes to sports and a lot of other cities and stuff, the black schools be pretty much dominating, like with the black athletes. Not here. The white schools always win in football, and they be winning sometimes in basketball. They win a lot in basketball. Not every time, but they win a lot. This ain't the same place, man. It's not, man. I remember, like, in the 90s, no matter where you went, man, like, it wasn't as much drama. Like, it wasn't as much drama. Like, now, almost everywhere you go, somebody's fighting, somebody's arguing. The police got somebody pulled over. Somebody done ran a red light and done hit somebody. Somebody died. Somebody done did this. I mean, it's just a bunch of drama, man. And that ain't me. It's not for me, man. Not for me, man. At this point, I know what type of women I need to deal with. I know what type of city I need to live in. I think about this stuff all the time. A lot of y'all need to spend more time thinking. Just sit back and don't do nothing. Maybe put on some jazz music or something. If you drink, get you a little drink and just hold it in your hand like this. Just sit in the chair or something with your feet up and just think. Think about stuff. Just put something in your mind. Put a subject in your mind. Just get to thinking about it. Ask yourself questions. Do I need to relocate? Is this the market for me? What do I want to do in where do I want to be in 5 years? This is what I do all the time. Sometimes I stay up late doing it. I just be thinking. Like, what's the problem with people? What happened with relationships where it seemed like people had better relationships in the 90s? Why are people so fake now? Why do people just try to use you? I remember back in the day, like, people would be kicking it with you because they like you. They wasn't like trying to get nothing out of you. That's why all these people coming up missing. Because these people are fake. Like, they'll pretend to be your friend and then something to jump off and people end up dead. And they be like, I ain't going to jail. I'm finna hide this. That's happening a lot. I'm a prophet, I know. I'm finna show you something. It's people that's missing. They got into it with somebody. Somebody end up causing their demise and hit them. I guarantee you go in the woods right now. If they just scavenge all the woods in every major city, they're going to find plenty bodies. Because that's these people. And this is what I was talking to my daughter about this yesterday. Like, you can't like these people too much. You can't be too nice to these people. I've been working on her, fighting with her. I said, you got to hit harder than that. You got to hit harder than that. You got to be, if you get in the fight, you got to be trying to hurt the person. Because these people, I'm telling you, man, read up on that Mary Collins and Shanquella Robinson. Both of those situations were instances where people that didn't really like them like that end up being around them when they pass away. Now, when in the Mary Collins situation, the girl even admitted, like she just had a problem with her for no reason. And to do that, man, to do it like that, though, watch your kids, even when they grow up. Especially if you got a kid that's just overly friendly, just always want to be everybody's friend, you got to stay in his ear or her ear. You got to stay in their ear. This is not 2025. Ain't that. It ain't like that where you can be friends with all these people. You got to watch everybody. You got to have a flip switch. Like if I went in a room and then dudes thought they liked me, or I thought these dudes liked me, and I go to a get together or something, and these dudes get to jumping me, I can switch and fight to the death. Some people can't do that, man. You got to program your mind to be nice when you're allowed to be nice, when you can be nice, and mean when you need to be mean. There's a lot of time, that's what it came down to. People died because they just wasn't fighting. They wasn't fighting hard enough. They wasn't fighting back. I'd be doing all kind of stuff. I'll practically kick you like a kangaroo, and I don't really believe in raising my feet in no fight. But if I'm on the ground and some dudes trying to stump me and hit me with stuff and do it, I'm going to be trying to kick them everything I could do. If I see a bottle, I'm going to try to... You got me on the ground, I see a bottle, I'm... Gush you. There ain't no way. If somebody get me, I want them to know forever. When they look in the mirror, I want them to see something that I did. Situation like that. But I don't want to live around people where I would end up in that situation. There are places that the people just gonna leave you alone. They're gonna stay out of your way. I'd rather people not talk to me than have bad intentions. Don't talk to me. It's fine. I'm cool. Then have bad intentions. Because I guarantee you, if I could see the people that tried to hit me up with that rating, it would just make me furious. I probably would want to choke them up. Because some of them probably was trying to act cool in my face and then did that. That's how people is. That's why people, no. I would never let some of y'all is letting these people cause your soul to be lost. That is a devastating mistake. They're not even worth that. None of them. Zero. Not even your kids is worth you losing your soul. I'm not losing my soul for nobody. If I was to lose my soul, it's going to be because of me. It ain't going to be because of nobody else. They ain't going to be able to contribute at all. But I done outgrew this year. I done outgrew it. I'm getting to the point where I'm almost ready to just take a leap of faith and just leave with what I got. Because especially like when you start seeing the adversarial nature of people that shouldn't be your adversaries, what's the point of being around them? And you in a relationship. If you have, I'm finna show you something. Just evaluate your relationship on that. I might, if I remember, I might do a separate one on this. Your wife shouldn't be nowhere near, you shouldn't be getting into it with her like you do other people. You supposed to be getting along with her way better than other people. I don't care if you the scumbag or all scumbag. If you married, you should be getting along better with her than them other people. She can't do you like they do you. If your girlfriend or your wife is acting the same or worse as people that you get into it with, you need to get rid of her. Man, forget her. Because that's her way of agreeing with them about you. And you could not even be nothing more than a person that stands up for themselves. People don't like people like that. Like people think that they can determine who has the right to stand up for themselves. I can't wait to write this book, man. I got to get this stuff mapped out so I can write this book. Because I know I'm going to help people. This how you know. When they be like, well, I just think that you should have, in a situation where you made a decision. That's their way of saying, now watch this, and this is multiple people. That's their way of saying that I don't think you had a right to stand up for yourself in that situation. That's their way of saying it. And then you hear about them later on standing up for themselves. And you be thinking like, so it's okay for you to stand up for yourself, but you trying to tell me, man, don't even say nothing. You know what it remind me of? Remember on Rocky 3, those of y'all that saw Rocky 3, when Apollo, when he was going to fight Mr. T the second time, and Apollo told Rocky, don't say nothing, just be cool. And then Mr. T come up to Apollo, hey boy, after I crucify him, you next, and pushed him in the back. Apollo fighting, going crazy. Rocky said, I thought you said be cool. He said, that was cool. That's how people be, man. He said, I thought you said be cool. But let me get going. You ain't gonna get too many times to get it to try to diss. And yes, there are situations where you take it out on everybody. Let me give you a scenario. If I keep going to an area, right? If I keep going to an area and I'm getting messed over, I'm gonna punish the whole, eventually I'm not going to that area. I'm gonna get away from that area. So that means that everything I could do and everything I got to offer, you ain't gonna get. I'm gonna take it out on everybody. And the reason being is because I don't know exactly who doing it and I don't know exactly who gonna do it. That's why I said, you're not finna keep messing over me. And I done had a situation like this. You're not finna mess over me and I just keep coming for more. You're not finna not appreciate what I do and I just keep coming back. I'm not one that likes to be where I'm not wanted or not appreciated. That's why I'm gonna tell you, my dad's a number on YouTube. Because although I have people who appreciate what I do, a lot of them, I look at it like I could do outside of YouTube. Because YouTube just not being fair with my views, with my numbers. That ain't the real numbers. They not being fair. And everybody want to blame the algorithm and say, oh, it's just you. No, it's not. Look, man, I'm going to tell you like this. There's content creators that get all the money that I know I'm better than them. I could out-talk them on any subject, and I'm more entertaining than them. But they get the views. They get the cash apps. Some of y'all, to be honest, y'all can support more than y'all do. It's a few dudes that I'm not talking about, but it's a whole lot of people that I say you can support more than you do. You can. That's just all it is to it. But I'm not one, man. I'm not one to try to be where I'm not appreciated. My thing is, if you're not going to accept me and you're not going to acknowledge me, then just get out of the way. I get way too many comments of people that ain't down with me. You ain't going to fight? This was crazy. And I don't really want to. But a lot of the stuff, the little slick comments people be coming on my channel make, they wouldn't do nothing if they saw me. There had to be with 5, 6 people to even say something. That's weak. Like, if you don't like my content, why are you here? I mean, I'm not telling you not to watch. Hit the dislike button. At least then, I'll get something out of the deal. But some of them people, they be commenting, and I know they ain't watching the videos by reading the comment. You couldn't have watched the video. You couldn't have. And I wouldn't be surprised if these people, cowardly people I know that's trolling me under fake name. Especially if you're a dude, you's a coward. If I ever worked with you, I ever knew you from the hood or anything, and you talking crazy on my, and you won't, he's a coward, man. Show yourself. Tell me who you are. It ain't like I'm gonna come after you. I'm not gonna go to jail for you. But at least I know, okay, he got a problem with me. He come after me. I handle business. I'm gonna stand on business. You a coward. You trying to stay anonymous. Like, if I know you, I can see people, like, if it's a celebrity, they got a lot to lose. Like, other YouTubers, though, coward. People I know, coward. I done outgrew these people, man. I have. That's why I haven't really been arguing like that. If it's a person that I know ain't down with me like that, this is how I do everybody. I said this is how I was going to be in 2025. If I know you not down with me like that, and we just get into it, I'm not going to really deal with you. I'm not even going to barely talk to you. I'm not going to be rude. I'm just not talking to you. Like, you against me. I'm not talking to you. I'll say what I have to say or nothing. People will get you in trouble, man. People be instigating. I don't believe. Look, man, anybody that's saying they're a believer, all that, I don't judge them, but I don't believe you unless I can see it. Because I've seen people that act like they so saved, but none of their behavior is what saved people would do. There's a lot of women like that. Like, they just literally destroying their families, but yet they want people out here to think they spiritual. That's just how I've been. I don't outgrew, man. I think when January 1st came around, I had some growth. I had some growth. Even with conversations, man, if it's something that I know I'm right about, I'm not always right about everything, But sometimes there be some things that you be knowing you right about. And somebody trying to argue with me, that's over, that's done. I'm not even discussing it with you. Some people I'm not going to be able to be around them because I'm not finna be fake. It's like a lot of people, you got to be fake to be around them. That's outgrowing right there. You know, outgrow them. I said, it's people I said, okay, I'm not going to play none of my music around them. I'm not going to play none of my talk shows around them. You don't outgrow them. And this is the thing about being around your relatives sometimes and people you know. They put a level of expectation on you, but they don't help you. You could recollect and recall situations where they didn't help you, and they could have. Man, sometimes it's just better to get away from your family, or shall I say, your relatives. If they family, you gonna miss them. If they just relatives, you gonna be like, okay, whatever. Like some of my relatives, they do this little thing, right? Where I'll go on social media and I'll make a comment, and some people will be like, put the mic drop emoji, or they'll do this or that, they'll acknowledge it. But then my relatives will try to downplay it and think I don't know what they're doing. Our level of relation is going to be determined by you, not me, by you. I got cousins that I ain't even known that long that act like cousins more than the cousins I've known forever. That's why I say cousin is cousin. Like, that's just how it be. Like one of my cousins, we just found out some years back, like not even that many. He act better than a lot of the ones. Come on now. He act more like family than they do. And I got a couple cousins like that. I don't owe you nothing, and you don't owe me. I'm not obligated. I'm not inconveniencing myself for nobody in 2025. Nobody. That's over with, man. People don't appreciate that, man. But anyway, I gotta get going. Gotta get going. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos. We not gonna make a lot today, but we'll have some. We gonna do that live tonight though. All y'all women that was, come in there and get vetted. Come on in there and get vetted out. Don't hide. You had a lot to say. Look, if you that good, I got people I can hook you up with. You come in there lying, they already know to dump you at the first sign of lies. Dump. When y'all first figure out these women ain't who they say, dump them. Don't give them no years. Don't have no kids with them. When you first find out that she ain't who she been trying to portray herself as, you got to dump her right then and there. Because boy, it's going to sting when you start finding out about that stuff she was lying about down the line. You got kids, you got a house, you got all this stuff going. People will come out the woodwork. You got to dump her at the first sight of lies. When you find out she ain't who you need her to be and you want her to be, you got to dump her, man.